Good morning, Zio here, and today we are going to be discussing GameStop. Should have done it last Monday before everything went down. Then it went down, and then I didn't because I was working and all that good jazz. So I should have already done this video a while back. But since then, it apparently exploded. Everybody else has talked about it, so I'm not gonna go over the completely boring parts of explaining short stocking and all this other stuff because, to be totally honest, I don't quite understand it exactly. I probably should really get in there and learn how the stock market works, especially when there are apps to help you with it. Well, maybe not now. Anyway, we're going to get into all of that, and it all revolves around GameStop, Discord, Reddit, and other stuff. So grab yourself some coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get into what's happening right now. So to go over it briefly here, we're going to go ahead and take a look at GameStop stock because, dang it, I knew I should have invested in GameStop stock a while back. Anyway, that and AMC. But yeah, so GameStop stock was not doing all that great. I'll go back here, take a look. 6 months ago. See, back in August, GameStop stock had fallen pretty low. And I was thinking, it'd be really funny if I invested some money into GameStop stock, right? And then something happened and it shot up. The problem is I never actually did it. So I'm going to just kick myself and be salty about it because I didn't do any of that. Anyway, you can see it has risen a little bit here and there over near the end of the year and stuff. And it was still pretty low, under 20 bucks. Up until this year, around the beginning of this year, when it suddenly started to shoot up. And then it hit $347. Yeah, I'm sorry, 469 was its max, I guess. And then it started fluctuating majorly because the powers that be decided they were going to intervene with stuff. So what has actually happened here? It all revolves around r/Wall Street bets, and apparently they're a thing that exists. You can go actually see their thing again. It was shut down for a short time because there were issues going on when all this stuff happened. But they also, of course, did the same thing over here with AMC, which was $4 and some, and then it shot up to 20. I mean, it's not a huge spike, not as big as say GameStop, but it's still a decent chunk to put certain investors in some hot water. We'll go with that. The people up at Wall Street and things, and they're panicking. We've had quite the year, right? I'm going to try and stay away from all the political stuff and everything, but it's been quite the trying year. And with apps like Robinhood, which I think was named appropriately after all this happened, well, until they started doing things, of course, but was named appropriately of transferring the wealth that has been transferred from the middle and lower classes like us to the high wealthy classes, money wise, that we've had been going on all year, with the shutdowns and the beer bug and other stuff that's going on, where Walmart and Amazon and stuff like that continue to function as if nothing's actually happening. While mom and pop's places have been shuttered, shut down, and have gone out of business completely. Things like McDonald's can stay open, even with with some restrictions, but the place next door that is not, say, a large chain is being forced to shut down in cities and things like that. Transferring wealth from the lower end to the higher end of society, essentially. And what they have done is they have done the opposite of that. They have taken stocks that have been shorted and essentially manipulated the market into their favor, which is something that Wall Street has been doing for years, manipulating the market into their favor. Before all this went down, I think recently there was a thing with Bitcoin, if I remember correctly, where Bitcoin was, I think, at around 36, 37,000, in coin value at the time. And then I remembered seeing on CNN and Fox and I think it was MSNBC Finance Division, where they had people coming in and talking about Bitcoin and talking about how it's going to fail, how you need to get out now, and all this other stuff. And in the same day, Bitcoin dropped from that 36,000 to the low 30s to, I think, maybe into the 29, 28. I don't really remember the specific numbers, but it had dropped down to that. And we're talking about, 30,000, if I didn't make that apparent. But yeah, it's still a lot of money to get into Bitcoin right now, which is another thing that I'm kicking myself in the tail for not doing years back. But anyway, aside from being salty about all that, what happened was, they got on TV, they talked about how Bitcoin was going to fail, it's going to burst, and all this other stuff, and it dropped down, allowing them to buy, which panicked people like, say, maybe myself and others, on the lower end bracket who don't follow these things completely and stuff, and who aren't in the know and playing the game at Wall Street, to panic sell. And what they would do, of course, is buy it. And when they buy it the next day or next 2 days or however long the process takes for them to go about doing this, it shoots back up. And that's exactly what Bitcoin did. It dropped down into the 30,000 bracket, and then it shot back up to like 39, 40,000. And, that's how the game is played. So what did Wall Street Bets do, apparently? They essentially played the game against them, right? Wall Street Bets is a community of thousands. And they essentially played the game against them, and they are pissed. Wall Street is pissed to the point that Discord straight up banned their Discord. I actually didn't read the title of this coming from Kotaku. Discord's Wall Street Bets ban wasn't a conspiracy, just a demonstration of platform power. That is not an article I'm used to seeing from Kotaku. I am utterly surprised. Anyway, they banned it under the guise of hate speech, right? They said, yep, you're out, hate speech, yada, yada, and it was pretty obvious why. They angered the powers that be. They needed them down. So Wall Street Bets, of course, closed down their Reddit, closed it off to any newcomers and stuff checking it out immediately so they could weed out what was going on and clear up things so it didn't get too bad. So, this Reddit didn't get nuked off the internet as well. And they did well, right? They did good doing all that. Made it hard to see it, of course, for anyone who wanted to cover it. But, aside from that, and I need some coffee. I'm talking too much, too fast. But yeah, so that's essentially what has happened, right? That's the short breakdown in about 8 minutes. It's not too short. Anyway, so we've got Robinhood. What is Robinhood? I mentioned it earlier. It's an app that allows people like you and me to use our phones. That's right, to use our phones to do trading and stuff, right? It allows us to, there's other apps like that. Robinhood, I guess, was the bigger one being used, but it allows you to trade stocks at home and, do things. And, it allows for people like myself, I guess you could say the plebs compared to, say, Wall Street, to actually get onto the trading ground. We didn't need to be up there. We don't have to be on the floor. We don't have to do any of that stuff to do trading from our home. And, you could do quite a bit with that, right? So, you got Robinhood, and this is an old tweet. This is from 2016, where they're like, let the people trade, right? Then this is what happened. In light of current market violations, or market volatility, wow, if I could read, that would be fantastic. But me being able to read, if we're waiting on that, the world's probably going to end beforehand. We are restricting transactions for certain securities to positions closing only, including AMC and GME. Read more here. Which, of course, is Robinhood essentially restricting the little person from being able to actively trade in stock of things like this. GameStop and AMC Entertainment, which is the ones that they were going after short stocking. So they listed this thing here. This is their readme about what's going on, which is really funny because the first fucking line, yeah, that's right. I'm going to drop the damn F-bomb for this one. The first fucking line they drop is, our mission at Robinhood is to democracy. Somebody else read that word that I can't read. Anyway, finance for all, right? Essentially, power to the player, I guess you can say, if you want to take the GameStop thing to it. It's the power to the people, allowing them to, do their finances, do trading and stuff with the big boys up at Wall Street and things. Which is really funny because right after saying that they want to essentially, that Robinhood's mission is essentially to free trading for all, yeah, they're also restricting it, of course. So, yeah, okay, sure. How they said that with a straight... Whoever wrote that with a straight face, and then following it up with their reasons for restricting trade on certain things. Oh my gosh. I don't know how they do that. Anyway, they're also facing a class action lawsuit filed against Robinhood following outrage over GameStop stock restrictions, which, they should. I'm not a huge fan of class action lawsuits, mainly because if you really want to stick it to somebody, depending on how they've got, different things wrote up and stuff, I think everybody should individually sue the company, because in the end it costs them way more to do that than it is for one class action. So if you really want to stick it to them, sue individually. But that's just my opinion. But anyway, so yeah, they're getting sued. And apparently Congress is to hold hearings on the stock market after Reddit GameStop squeeze, which I'm going to go ahead and say this now because this is about as political as we're going to get in this. I have no faith in hearings for this to do anything. I could almost guarantee, in my opinion, of course, guarantee that most people in Congress or in a higher office in this country and in other countries do trading. They have a stockbroker. They have somebody who handles their finances and does, these hedge funds and other stuff to do trading for them so they can make lots and lots and lots of money, especially when they get things like their nonprofits bringing in money and all this other stuff to siphon money here and there, launder stuff and other things like that. So I really, really don't see them doing anything, and it's literally, they're just saying this just to appease people at this point, so they can make it look like they're trying to do something like, what's his name? I can't remember that Republican congressman right off the top of my head, but he's the one who likes to grill like Jack Dorsey on Twitter and, gosh, what's his name from Facebook? Wow. Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook and things. Every time there's a big faux pas over there, he likes to grill them. And that's about all he does. It's purely a pony show, whatever you want to call it, dog and pony show or something. Is that how the saying goes? Anyway, that's all it is. They go, they have their thing, they answer, they ask these questions, which 9 times out of 10 are really dumb questions anyway. And I could set up a better question to get answers, and then when they don't get an answer, they never actually press for an answer because that really just ticks me off how they do that. I'm not gonna lie, let me just rant for a bit second. But when you ask a politician or somebody a question, right, and they're, especially when you're asking somebody, like when they get Jack Dorsey there or whatnot to answer questions, right, and it's just literally him and you and whoever, was sitting next to you on the panel or whatnot asking questions, and, it's not like there's 15 reporters that they can just suddenly just ignore you and call somebody else or something like that. When you actually do have them sit there and you ask them a question, then they don't actually answer your question, do the runaround thing, like a politician. How hard is it for anyone to go ahead and look at them and go, okay, that's cool and all, but let me ask the question again, and then re-ask the question. And keep doing it until they finally answer the freaking question. Anyway, rant over. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and let's see how GameStop goes, because apparently it's no longer powers to the player, the players are saving GameStop at this rate. So, or maybe they're saving GameStop. You know, I had a thing for that, and now I can't remember it. Gosh, what was it? Yeah, forget it. Anyway, let me know, and I'll talk to you later. See ya. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.